Hi guys, so this is our first Halloween video for this year and I am a Victorian ghost. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I did was apply a white color base to my skin, and I'm using Ben Nye's Skeleton White Creamy product. Cream? Yeah. And I stippled it on with the stippling brush from Real Techniques. So I just stippled it on and then started buffing it out. And then taking Wet n Wild's gel liner in black, I just applied it to my lids. And I kind of made a boo-boo. I forgot to put on an eyeshadow primer, but yeah. Just so that you guys know why it looks kind of creasy later on, I forgot to put it on. I thought it'd be cool to have it kind of crease, but it creased a little too much and it kind of faded away the color, but yeah. Just word of warning, if you want to do this look, definitely put on an eye primer. And then over the top of the gel liner, I put Bulletproof. So I kind of just patted that on my top lid and on my lower lash line. And I also winged it out. And then with the blending brush, I started blending out the shadow. And then I took a little more Bulletproof again. I tapped off the excess and then started taking it under my brow. And then I connected it to an angle to the rest of my eyeshadow. And also took it down the side of my nose. Not too far down, just like a little ways down. And then for my highlight, I took Wet n Wild's Brulee and just tapped that on and then blended it out. Then on my waterline, I took NYX's Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk with a small angle brush and just kind of tapped that on my waterline. You can use a white pencil. I just thought, this would be a little more intense than the white pencil that I have. And then for my brows, I'm going to take Milk and Bulletproof to create the brow shape and the effect that I want to give of kind of paled out brows. So with the Milk, I kind of just went over the brow hairs. And then with the Bulletproof, I kind of just traced the shape of my brow and arching it a little higher than usual. I would have done the Bulletproof first and then the Milk, just because it'd be easier to kind of pale them out after you've already created your brow shape, but I don't know why I did it this way first, but yeah. And then taking Ben Nye's Master Bruise Wheel, I took the dark red, the purple, and then the blue to create these under eye circles. I took the purple and the red first together and just started going over the natural under eye circle that I already have. Then I also kind of blended it under on my lower lash line black shadow that I put, and I also kind of blended it up towards my lid. And then taking the gel liner again, I just lined my top lid and my lower lash line just to darken it up for the lashes. Taking Bulletproof again and a small angle brush, I just started creating these black vines all around my eyes. And I kind of just wiggled them out from the eyeshadow and then just patted them down to kind of mix it into my foundation, just to make them very faded, and I don't want them to stand out too much. I just kind of put them everywhere around my eyes. If you're not going to wear a wig and if your hairline's going to show, you can definitely put them around your hairline as well, kind of coming in towards the eyes. And I just wiggle and then tap to make them blend into your foundation. For lashes, I use the Miss Adora number 62 lashes, and I also applied some white contacts. Taking the matte black shadow again, I just started creating a contour, and with the flat brush, I just kind of created a line, and then with a blending brush, I blended it out. You can definitely just apply the black shadow with the blending brush just straight to your jawline. I don't know why I complicated it for myself. With the blending brush, I also contoured my jawline and under my lip and on my nose, everywhere that you usually contour. And then with the white face powder, I just kind of matted out and lightened up my skin. And then this next step is pretty cool. I pursed my lips together and used the black eyeshadow and the blending brush to just kind of go over all the little wrinkles that my mouth created while I was pursing my lips. Kind of gave a withered and old, dry lip look. And then with that same matte black shadow, I just kind of deepened up the color in the kind of corners of my mouth. Not corners, but like all around my mouth opening. I don't know what to call it. And then with a small shadow brush, I kind of just feathered out the lines even more. And then I kind of extended my mouth shape with the same brush and the same eyeshadow, just to make it look more creepy. So the last step is just to paint my neck and then put on this fabulous mole and put on the wig, of course. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful in some way, maybe gave you some idea to do some kind of ghost for Halloween. It's very easy to do. You probably have all the products already. If you don't have white face paint, NYX's Jumbo White Pencil works great as well. I mean, you're going to use a lot of it, but you know, it works out pretty well for that too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Halloween tutorial. Bye.